time to get started.
Graziano, you've put yourselves in an amazing position after the first leg. How confident are you that you'll go on and finish the job tomorrow night?
Yeah, it's why we came here for. We knew that when we play 2 games, it's always important. The first one, especially home, to don't receive goal and then to score more as possible. Then 3-0 was a great result, but still, after the game, when we know we go through, we're gonna celebrate. Before it's not good.
A special moment for you getting your first European goal for Southampton as well.
Yeah, for a striker, it's always important to score. It's a part of my job. It's nice to win, it's nice to score. Then we will try to do again the same performance, even better, also tomorrow.
You've got a pretty good personal record against Vitesse, I think, haven't you? I think you've scored your last few times against them. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I know. In Holland, I scored many goals when Vitesse was one of the team that probably in the last 5 games, 4, I always scored them. I hope to increase this record.
As a player, how good is it to be involved in a Europa League campaign?
Yeah, every time I always discuss this with my teammates when sometimes the club says that they don't want to play Europe competition, and I don't understand it because we work all year to try to go higher as possible. Then reach the Europe competition for us is the best things we can do. Then I'm personally happy, and all my teammates they do. Then as a club too, and we want to always reach the highest position as possible and go through to the Europe competition. Then it's fantastic to be in this competition.
Do players have to do anything different throughout the season to kind of make sure they don't get too tired, or towards the end of the season they're not struggling?
This is really difficult things. I never wake up in the morning and know how we're gonna feel during the day. Then we have expert staff behind us that work to have us always on the top performance. Then we just have to always try to do our best, and then I believe that I prefer to play always and be involved in Europe competitions than be more rest and don't fight to don't relegate.
Graziano, in July you played 3 times against Dutch opposition. 3 times Southampton won 3-0. Should we be worried in Holland? You've witnessed Dutch football recently as well. Tell me.
If I have to give my opinion, I think is also seems clear that Dutch competition is not anymore like we used to be before, because too many young players, and many players they are sold in a younger age than it was before. Then is a different generation, is different period. And then I must say that now I'm in Premier League. I'm happy to be in this competition, but I have to say also that when I was in Holland, it was for me an amazing moment, and then still Eredivisie is something nice to see, to watch for young talent.
Tony, anything else?
Yeah, Graziano, just when, I know you've obviously been away a lot in pre-season, but when you have been back in Southampton and around the city, have you picked up the kind of the atmosphere and how fans are excited about being back playing in Europe, and what it means for the city?
Yeah, I can understand them, because for me, for the team is something special. Imagine for some supporters that always support this team in all life, then see them back in a Europe competition must be really an amazing feeling. Then we have to try to do our best to make them more happy than how much they can be now.
Any final questions for Graziano?
Are you confident that you can go quite far in this competition, Graziano? I know you can't look too far ahead at the moment, obviously, but do you feel you've got the quality to...
We have a really good team, and we believe in our confidence, but sometimes it's not enough to have good players. You have to have many qualities, and then we will try to, again, we will do our best to reach the highest positions possible.
Thank you very much.
No call from Mourinho this summer. You stay with this team.
For me, yeah, well, that's it. At the moment, no news.
Thank you guys. Graziano, thank you.
Yes.
See you take that.
Thank you.
Just change the microphone. Tony, do you want to start us off?
Ronald.
Oh, sorry.
I thought they were moving our mics as well.
It's always one.
That's all right. You let me know when you're ready. Okay. How does it feel to be back here, Ronald?
Nice. I already spoke to one of the assistant coaches of Vitesse about December 1999 when I start my first job as a head coach. Great time always. A special time because it's your first club, and it's also always special, and it's always feels good to be back, for sure.
The game's changed a lot, I guess, in that time. I mean, how much have you changed as a coach and a manager since that first day that you took charge of maybe your first session here?
I'm changed, like everybody, because also football is sometimes normal life. You develop yourself. You have more experience. I think to be manager, it's a lot about experience, and I feel myself more comfortable, and with a lot of more experience, good experience, bad ones, but that's life of football manager, and a better coach than I was in that time. Still think about football in the same way, but the experience is different.
What can the players and the fans of Southampton expect here tomorrow night?
I hope a good game, and for sure a game that we will start with the same intensity what we did last week. Even with this result, it's a comfortable result, but it's only after 90 minutes. Football is sometimes strange, and if you don't start with enough concentration, if you don't play with the same intensity in pressing the opponent, then it's possible that you get a difficult evening. But if we play on our level with the same concentration and with the same intensity, the qualities makes a difference.
How do you approach the game? Do you kick off as if it's 0-0? Is that the best way to make sure your players just do their job?
No, the best is to start again at 0, and don't forget one side. Don't forget the last game, and in the other side take your analysis about last week. Why we had the difficulties in the second half. Why we create some good chances, and it's always to improve and to put a strong team, because still it's pre-season, and of course this weekend starts the Premier League, but we are still in the pre-season. The boys are in a very good physical shape, and they have to be used to play twice a week. I don't see that problem.
We're coming obviously very close to the start of the Premier League season. Has it actually been a help for you to have a couple of actually competitive games before you kick off your Premier League campaign?
No, that's good, because you can't compare the two games against Vitesse with, for example, the game against Espanyol was totally different. You saw that in the players. In both games against the Vitesse, and I think it's positive that we already had these 2 games against Vitesse, because it's about reaching European League and the importance in to get a good result, and the focus. It's good to have it already in the pre-season.
Will you start with a full strength team, or will you use the 3-0 lead to kind of look at?
No, I don't like that. I like to win every game, even when the result was higher. Of course, 3-0 is a very good result in Europe, but still 90 minutes to play, and we need to develop, and the boys need to be 100% in the physical way, and we need to play, and we need to play seriously, and tomorrow we'll start a very strong team.
You've got a reputation for taking the cup competitions very seriously. Can we expect that all through this season, despite the fact that we're competing on many different fronts?
Yes, I try. I try always. Of course, when you have players that are not really 100%, maybe that's a good reason to change something. But if everybody is available, then I don't make a lot of changes.
What do you like about the Europa League when a lot of other managers don't see it as a competition they're particularly as interested in?
Well, it's up to them. It's not my view, my opinion. We have to respect the competition because we did a great season last year, and we played for European League 38 games in the Premier League, and it's a crazy thing to think about it, to throw everything away in tomorrow or in the start of the European League legs, and that's no, I don't like that. I'm a person who like to win always, and I hate losing. I hate to lose, and that mentality needs my players as well.
So, Ronald, what differences are there to the squad from last week? Assuming Jordi Claessy will not be involved, is that correct?
Shane Long is ill this morning. He was not in good shape to travel. Steven Kolker is now available, and Jordi Claessy is not traveling because he wasn't 100%. But it looks positive maybe for the weekend, and no more changes.
How far away is Ryan Bertrand from fitness? Is it possible he could be involved this weekend?
No. He's not starting team session, team training. He needs more time, maybe 2-3 weeks more.
And Gaston Ramirez?
He's still injured, and everybody knows that the future is a very difficult one for Gaston in Southampton.
Talking of the future, lots of speculation about Virgil van Dijk. I know you've been asked about it a lot. Is that someone that you are keen to bring in?
No, it's a lot in the media today about the player, and I think it's the best in my position to say nothing about that, because everybody knows it's a good player. It's a lot of interest for the player. Let's see what happened.
Just finally from me, another player you were linked with this week, Leon Goretzka of Schalke. Is there anything in that?
I don't know. That player is not on my list.
Do you want to tell us who is on your list?
I have a lot of players on my list, but not everybody is possible to sign now. But this player is not on the list.
Would you consider starting Steven Kolker tomorrow night, Ronald? That's not too soon for him?
No, it's not too soon, because Steven played already for QPR 2 times 70 minutes. He played already 2 times 90 minutes. He played 80 minutes, 75, 80 minutes last Sunday, and he's in very good physical stage. And that's not the reason that he don't play. No, he's available, and that decision we will make tomorrow.
I know you don't want to speak about Van Dijk specifically, but is centre-half a position that still needs strengthening because of what's happened with Florin as well?
Yes, we need one more in that position.
Ronald, what can you say about the state of Dutch football? When you see Ajax losing
After yesterday? Poof.
there's a threat for Holland that the champions will not qualify directly for the Champions League when this goes on like this. What's your opinion on your view on that?
It's difficult, because and that's one of the reasons for the Dutch league. Too many young players. You need always a balance in your team. in Europe is not about talents, it's about physical, it's about experience, and that shows it. Yesterday was a very young team, but that's not my job, that's the job of Frank de Boer. He has to know, and he knows what the best team is to play, but it's too young. But it's a good school for young boys, but now against Austria teams, Hungarian teams, Romanian teams, we have difficulties, and the young boys they go too fast outside. I was 26 when I went to Barcelona, and of course you can't compare now to that time, but it's all about agents. It's not always what is the best for the player, no, what is the best for the agent, and that's a big problem.
Ronald, is it fair to say you're not really surprised about these latest development results?
I'm not surprised if you play with all 20 young boys, then you missed a lot of other qualities to win, and that young players still not good enough without physical or without experience, and that's normal, and that's the case.
Some teams are trying to compensate by getting older players back to Holland. For instance, Elia, who you had last year, maybe you would have liked to have him in your team still. He's now going to Feyenoord. Is that the answer for Dutch club?
No, I think it's very good for Feyenoord, because Elia is a good player, has a past in the Dutch league, and he's not like a young player, and every team needs people like Kout, like Elia, and it's also about the balance in your team, and still you need people demanding in a young team. It's not good that a 21 is demanding an 18-year-old player, and that's not good for the development.
So Feyenoord take title favourites in the Netherlands this season?
I hope.
Any final questions?
Will that problem ever be solved, or will it continue like this? Because what must happen to put the Dutch football back on top, or back in the right direction?
I don't know.
It's so
It's not now the moment to talk about.